Bank tab layouts is the most broken plugin in the entire game. There, I said it. That's what this video is about. Let's get into it. So this plugin allows you to create these tabs on the side and enable a layout in them. This might seem a bit mundane, but let me explain. At the top of your bank, you have these tabs you can drag items into, and if you move something around, it'll change it within the tab. And this will affect how your bank is actually laid out, like physically laid out. Now, if you go over to the plugin hub down here on the right side of your plugin area on RuneLite, you can type in bank tag layouts, and it's this plugin right here. Enable this plugin and then go back to your bank. On the left side over here, these are the things you can create by using this up here, this new tag tab. Let's create an example tab. This will appear at the bottom over here, down here, as a spade. To change this to something I want, I can right click, change icon, and maybe put, I don't know, like beer. We all love beer. There we go. It's now a beer tab. Now, if I want to enable a layout, I right click this and enable layout, like so. This gets rid of the lines, and now this is like a free space to move stuff around. Within this, if you want to reorder it on the side, you can either insert to make it move and replace like in between the items, or you can swap it to directly swap between the two things. Inserting tends to be a bit easier to move things around. For this example, I'm going to show you a Zora setup tab, so I'm going to move this up to where the Zora is, here. So within this tab space, if I take out some potions, let's say a bit of gear, if I want to put this into the tab, I have two ways of doing this. Either I can equip it like this, and then click on the tab, right-click and deposit worn gear, which will put the gear that I've been wearing into the tab, or right-click inventory and tag inventory like so. There's also this button here to preview a layout. This preview button orders things as they are in your inventory so that when you take them out, they're in exact same order that they were in. So if you look at this order, like Prayer Pot, Anglif, Armor, Sanfew, Anti-Venom, and I go to this tab and I bank everything like so, using this right-click inventory, and then preview auto layout, this is what it shows me. These items over here are the excess ones, so they don't get cleared from these slots. However, looking at this right here, if I take them out in order, such as this, up, down, up, down, up, down, I have the same order immediately set out. You can then confirm or deny it based on what you think is right. Of course, you can do this yourself. And some of the benefits to using tag tabs, for example, is I can move stuff around this freely. And this does not interfere with my open bank space. This doesn't change anything within my actual bank. I can also right-click and duplicate as such. Now, the duplication thing is pretty obvious if it works within this preview layout as well. If I fill my inventory with anglerfish, tag everything, and then enable auto layout, you'll see it appears as such. And the idea here is once the item is like preset for food, you can just right click and take all. But if I have different things such as like a full inventory of potions, it might show something different, where again, if it's the final item, I can take it all out in one go. So there are some limitations to how this actually works, but if you want to do this yourself, or let's say maybe down the road, I have like a couple of items at the end here that are going to be different. I'm kind of curious how this works myself. But it does show, it's not the best thing, so it still means that if it's more than like 10 of these things, it's probably going to show them in a different light. So let's put it down to like 9 or 8 and take out a good variety. Now I assume what it's going to do is preview a bit differently. As you can see here, if there's less than 10 items, it's going to preview them to take them out one at a time. Whereas if there's more than 10, it's a bit fucky. So there's some limitations to this, but you can set it up yourself. An example of setup tabs, and I'll go through a couple of them, is my Zora tab. This is a tab I use pretty commonly, and it's got multiple styles set up within it. It looks complex at first, but here's how it works. I take out all of my range gear and equip it. You can also set it up so that if you want to equip something, you can take everything out within your bank, and you should be able to shift click and use it from the bank space inventory. So if I shift now, you can see it goes to wield, and I can use all of this to equip it. This you can be set up in probably menu entry swapper, but you may have to do a bit of research. The remainder of my gear is set up in an order where I click up and down on everything one time and everything for food. So if I click up and down on everything like this one time, maybe I'll take out more teleports like 10 or 20, and then all of my food. I now have my inventory laid out as it always is for Zora, and I can just go there immediately. The entire gear up process is incredibly fast. Here's how it looks in real time. That's it, I'm done. Less than 5 seconds, realistically, to gear up for almost any content in the game. If I want to add magic into this, I can do it as such. Firstly, take out all of my mage gear, equip it from the bank screen using shift, take out all of my range gear, Now I go to my magic section and I take out everything once again. I'm now ready to go Zora, just like that. 10 seconds to gear up for an entire 8-way switch, mage into range, preset bank layout. This is just incredible quality of life. I think I forgot to equip the tome, sure, but you can see how strong this really is once you get it going. Now, I will post some example layouts. If you wish to copy mine, you can do, but I do suggest setting them up yourself. As you can see, I have them for pretty much every single thing in the game. Here's an example of a master clue gear up. Let's pretend this Bastion pot is a master clue. Here's how quickly I can gear for a master. Done. Now I have access to the master clue. I have all my base items. I've got my clue thing at the bottom of the inventory, fully geared up, just like that. Again, another example of how strong this really is. So if you're not using bank tag layouts, now is the time to start. It really enhances your overall banking experience and means the downtime between content is basically nothing. You can set this up for every single thing. I have one for Inferno. I have one for a different type of Inferno. Different type of Inferno. Tutorial skipping. Bit of Fashionscape. Solo Chambers. Solo CM. Team CM. TOB. Hard Mode TOB. Master Clue items. Gathering Elite Clues. Nyx. Zora. Vorkath KBD. Zami, Kree, Callisto, Scorpion, you know, the list goes on. I make one for every single bit of content I do. Even Sepulchre, I have one for. If you want to use my bank tab layouts, I'll put a paste bin down below. If you want to import it, this is how you do so. What I'm going to be doing is right-clicking and exporting, and I can't type this anywhere, but I'll put it in a paste bin. All you have to do is copy the entire part of that paste bin you want to use, and then right-click up here and import tag tab with layout. Assuming you have the plugin enabled, it will copy identically as I have done here. So feel free to make your own, play around with it. It's an incredibly strong plugin and it saves countless amounts of hours across lots of content. Enjoy using it, guys. See you later.